Hey. Podcast time, boy. Podcast time.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Fragmented Zone. My name is Justin, a.k.a. Richie, a.k.a. GT. You can call me anything you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. And we have Jeremy Garrett, a.k.a. Tropic Thunder, a.k.a. Golden Round, a.k.a. anything else he wants to be.
I'm not even going to ask about those nicknames.
Tropic Thunder and Golden Round. You should ask.
What does Tropic Thunder mean?
Because you work at Tropical Smoothie. I made a comment before this about what the thunder means, but I won't say that. It's too mean.
What about the other one? What was the other one? Round and golden?
Golden Round.
Golden Round?
Yeah. You're blonde and
Okay. Guess what, people? Somebody actually came on the podcast. Our special guest spot this week is filled. Justin wasn't there, unfortunately.
I was pursuing my educational prowess over at college. I was taking math class, actually, while they were doing this entire interview. Quantitative reasoning. So if that sounds fun to you, drop a like. If
quantitative reasoning. Give us some quantitative reasoning right now. What have you been learning?
I've been learning percentages and taxes and APRs and all around just what it takes to deduct things in your life, you know?
Yeah,
because that's what it is. Me, myself, in 6 months I'll be 20 years old. In 2 months, 3 months, Jeremy will be 19 years old. I'm getting out of the teens. Jeremy's stepping right into them.
Got your whole life ahead of you. You're only 19.
Guys, Olivia Rodrigo dropped while we were not doing a podcast. And it was amazing. Absolutely. Everyone go check out Guts. It was wonderful.
Absolutely.
And she dropped tour dates, everybody, and she will be in Chicago, Illinois on my birthday, March 19th, and I plan to absolutely be there. We're going to try our best to get tickets. If not, Jeremy signed up for Detroit.
We're going to go.
We're going to be there, and we're going to be on the floor.
You don't understand. We're throwing our towel in the ring right now, or throwing our hat in the ring, I should say. We are Olivia Rodrigo's
number one boy fan.
Absolutely.
Right? What did I say we were? We were we're hogs. We're the hogs. I accidentally texted Jeremy. I don't know how I texted Jeremy. I was like, we're Olivia Rodrigo's number one boy fans, and I accidentally texted like hogs.
It auto-corrected dogs.
And so now I believe that Olivia Rodrigo, if you're seeing this, you should call all your boyfriends boy fans hogs.
I'm not against the boyfriend idea, but we are your hogs, Olivia, and we will be at one of your concerts, and it'll be the best time
not in a derogatory
of our life.
way.
I love the new album. I love Olivia Rodrigo. I don't really know how this has come to be. It used to all be a joke that we were Olivia Rodrigo's biggest guy fan,
but I think it's true now. Honestly,
we manifested it into existence.
Everybody's been saying it's crazy because obviously I've been telling everybody about this album to go listen to it. But it's crazy the reception that it's getting off of everywhere. She's blowing up big. There's no breaks taken on this. This wasn't just a eensy teensy drop. This was big. This was loud. And honestly, there's been a lot of traction talking about that this album is so teenage girl coded, which it absolutely is. But me and Jeremy love it anyway. There's obviously things in there that you can just relate to if you just think at it from a basic level. But obviously it is very different to many people. Teenage girls get it differently than we do.
But I think ultimately there is something there for
exactly,
everybody.
And there is. And I she said, I think she said in something, she was like, she just makes music. It's not her job to interpret it. Right. It's the people's job to interpret it how they want to.
And that's how much of a lyrical genius she is, because her lyrics speak to people on so many different levels. I want to get him back. I want to make him really jealous. Want to make him feel bad. Okay.
I want to get him back.
Enough Olivia Rodrigo talk.
You wonder who I was just watching? I put my computer down.
Oh, yeah. Who are you? I heard the video. Who are you watching?
I'm just going to say the initials. DD23.
Danny DeVito 23?
Yeah, of course. Danny DeVito's coming on the podcast, guys. Tune in next time. No, it was Danny DeVito 23.
let's just say we're gonna have crumble cookie.
That's my favorite.
There's a gnat in here.
There's gnats everywhere, guys. Literally at my job, there's gnats every single place.
And we are in my basement after all. There's probably a lot of mysterious creatures down here.
This is a dungeon. I am being held against my will.
Yeah.
I eat once a week. You guys don't believe that, do you? I know you don't.
I really want to get into this episode because I was excited to sit down with Frank. If you guys don't know who Frankly Built is, go check out his content. He is a 3D printer. He is an extreme cosplayer who builds his own stuff, weapons, props, freaking Iron Man suits.
This man builds the things that you dreamt about as a child. All right, everyone wanted the Iron Man suit.
He's living out the nerd dream,
and he has it. He has multiple Iron Man suits. All right, he can just wake up in the morning and have a bowl of cereal as Iron Man. You can't do that.
And he takes people on this journey with him, educating on the best 3D printers and the best way to get started. If you want to do what he does, he's kind of a genius. And we talk about One Piece, Marvel. His journey to 1 million subscribers and everything that comes with. So, yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Stay tuned.
First, I want to ask though, let's yay nay for the week, Justin.
It's yay nay time.
What's good? What's bad? What's up?
Let's see what is good and what is bad for this week, guys. This is the week of 9/10. So let's see what's good, what's bad. Trying to think about it. It's Thursday already. I can't believe that.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
No, it's a good thing because today was my last day for classes.
But the year is going by so fast.
It is. It's zooming by. So the yay for this week is Halloween. We're getting closer. Woo! There's this page that I follow on Instagram called I think 31 Nights of Halloween or 30 Nights of Halloween.
Yeah.
And they post Halloween stuff year round. And I'm so excited this year.
How is it 30 nights then if they post year round?
I don't know, man. I don't run the page. Anyways, I love it. I love everything about Halloween. Honestly, it's my top second favorite holiday next to Christmas. I absolutely love it. Being able just to the vibes, the spookiness. I love just going out to pumpkin patches, going out to apple orchards, getting a cinnamon donut, getting some cold apple cider, and just having fun.
I just stole Justin's wallet, and it says Love Bug.
It's a song by the Jonas Brothers.
Oh, you went to a Jonas Brothers concert.
I
We didn't even
did.
talk about that.
Yeah, guys, I went to a Jonas Brothers concert. It was an amazing time.
And that's his name for the week.
No. I went with my amazing friend Haley. It was a absolutely
Shout out Haley.
dazzling time. I would love to go back to a concert again, and
What's your favorite Jonas Brothers song?
I was just telling you about Waffle House, but it's not Waffle House. I got a new one because a lot of people were saying when they went to this concert that they realized they didn't know as many Jonas Brothers songs as they thought they did, which I had the exact same reaction. This is a very long concert. I had intermission and everything. But my favorite is Look Me in Your Eyes. It's a very good song, very lovely song. It's kind of an older one, but I really like it. It's really good. They had an opening band that time, Lawrence. You should check them out. They're really good. Nobody was vibing to them, but then my eardrums broke.
I always feel bad for the openers. No one does vibe to them. They're trying to get through the merch lines and get concessions and get to their seat. And by the time anyone's ever even really paying attention, they're on the last 30 seconds of their performance.
But I was jamming. They just baited everybody at that concert because everybody was joking about what if Eminem came out because we were in Detroit, Little Caesars Arena, and Lawrence, they brought out a band. No.
Did they bring out Eminem?
Lawrence brought out a band, and they were like, guys, this here is a Detroit classic. You guys know him. We know him. Everybody probably knows him. And then they didn't proceed to bring out Eminem.
I'm yawning a lot. I don't know if that just means you're boring to listen to. I feel like I've been yawning a lot over
Eminem was not there.
What's your nay?
Honestly, what is my nay this week? Honestly, my nay this week probably has to be condensation.
Condensation.
I really don't like it.
You heard it
Not
here
actually
first.
condensation. It's like a morning dew, morning wetness. Every time I get up in the morning, I have to like dry my car off, and it makes me mad.
I hate the morning wetness.
And it makes driving a pain. And you're like, start your car 15 minutes before you go out. I try to think about it, but I never do.
I don't actually relate because I never wake up early enough to experience the morning wake.
Yeah, literally after around 9 o'clock, 9:30, it's gone. But you get up anytime before that, it's there, it's on your car, it's annoying.
I should get up earlier. I feel more productive when I get up earlier. Today I woke up at 2 p.m. So, my yay for this week. Football is back. NFL season is in full swing. We're recording this right ahead of the Thursday night football game between the Eagles and the Vikings. We've already made our marks with our teams. Actually, there's no Lions stuff down here, but it's my house. I make the rules. I'm a 49ers fan. He's a Detroit Lions fan. I'm rocking Niners merch in this whole video and the interview with Frank. I got my Purdy shirt on right now. Faithful to the Bay, baby. It's going to be a great season. On our way back to the Super Bowl.
Me and Jeremy don't really have to worry about each other until it comes somewhere around like me and Jeremy just don't have to worry about each other, right? Our teams don't, and we're not going to cross each other's paths.
Yeah, rarely. We actually might play each other this year.
Yeah, but right now, most of us don't have to worry.
Listen,
it's a dream every year that the Lions get to the Super Bowl. Honestly, it's a dream every year that they just get to the goddamn
playoffs.
Yeah,
they started off strong this year,
and we were so close. We had a chance, and we won our final game, but there were just so many different areas in which you have to include.
Yeah, a lot of things needed to happen.
There's so many things, and it doesn't matter if you win the last game. It doesn't automatically mean that you're in the playoffs.
They decide their own fate. I don't want to talk about playoffs because I face a lot of heartbreak and tragedy every year as a 49ers fan, and that's just how it is. I put my mental health in the hands of a franchise from August through February every year. And usually it ends in heartbreak. But I'm enjoying it while we're doing it now, and you can enjoy it, even though if anyone's going to let you down, it's going to be the Lions.
Lions are not letting me down this year.
Okay.
All right. Nobody's letting me down. I'm rooting.
All right.
I'm rooting.
Jared Goff, you want to come on the podcast?
What's your nay?
My nay is, in general, just all of the delays that have been happening in the industry. Obviously, with the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes right now, visual effects artists unionizing and possibly going on strike soon. There's a lot of reasons for things not coming out. And obviously, these people deserve fair pay. I'm glad the studios are being stood up against. But it also does suck for fans of movies and shows. We're missing out on good content. Dune just recently, everything. Big studios like Disney, including Marvel, Lucasfilm, are pushing around their release dates, and that could lead to some really bad projects. And as people who support the industry, we want actors and writers to get the respect and pay they deserve, but it's hard as fans because we want to watch these movies, we want to talk about these movies. For example, the Aquaman 2 trailer came out, and I was like, wow, this actually looks pretty good.
Mm.
But it kind of sucks that this is coming out and so many great things aren't coming out,
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It's a process. Everyone plays a part in bringing these movies to life, and every single person deserves for their voice to be heard. So,
but honestly,
we stand with the strikers.
Speaking of all of this, and speaking of the media, TikTok is a killer. All right, it's a killer to young children. Their attention spans are horrible. It's a killer to old Republicans. They just hate everything on that app, and it's a killer to our generation who are on that app 24/7.
Hold on, my inner LA Knight thing.
But
yeah,
when I first got my phone, I was a big YouTube guy. Jeremy is still a big YouTube guy, and I like to consider myself one as well. But I was huge into the YouTube scene. I was watching everybody that I could, and I was just on there constantly. And with TikTok and people's short attention span, people don't just watch YouTube videos anymore like they used to. But recently, the other day, I was on YouTube. Ooh, what was that noise?
I don't know.
Whatever. Oh.
Did that thing already kill your laptop?
No, it's just because my laptop turned off.
Oh. I swear these lights are always going out. I was supposed to get a surge protector for them, and it wasn't even long enough, so whatever. Doing a podcast is hard.
Anyways,
So
guys,
hard.
like I was saying, when it came to the other day, I was on YouTube, and I really just fell down a rabbit hole. YouTube has some of the
I wish
best...
you'd fall down a real rabbit hole.
YouTube has some of the best, like, small documentaries you'll ever see in your life. Just little experiments that, like, are you always wonder about. It has all your questions answered, and it's just there in a long format you get to watch. I watched a video about, is Taco Bell healthy for you and eating it 30 days straight. I watched a video about Waffle House and eating it for a week straight. I watched a video about just the different...
You're not helping our case on TikTok talking about all the food-related documentaries.
Well,
that
no,
you
I
watch.
really just wanted to watch it because it just seemed interesting, and these videos were like 40 minutes each, and I think everybody just needs to get back into the YouTube scene because, I mean, it's really amazing. I really enjoy it, and like I always think about making my own content someday because you always have stuff to talk about. But we have a podcast, so that's where we come and talk about all our hot takes for the week.
Quick disclaimer, as we get into the Frankly Built interview. I think I messed up. Maybe it wasn't my fault. I'm going to just pretend it wasn't my fault, but my mic audio it was corrupted. You can kind of see me messing with it at the start of the interview, and boom, I finished recording, and it's just, I had a dark feeling that it wasn't working. I don't really 100% know what I'm doing, so I'm sorry about that, but it's still really good. It's a great conversation. Much love and respect to Frank for coming on this small podcast. One of the first people that agreed to do it. We have more guest videos on the way soon where we'll actually have mic audio recorded. So, yeah. All right. Let's cut to that. And then I have a big question for you when we get back. Some stuff I want to talk about.
Enjoy this segment that I am not in. Play a sad violin noise here.
Stuff like what are you working on? What are you working on right now? What's the project?
I really only have 2 projects going on right now. I'm about to start a few more, but I'm coming out of doing all the Spider-Man helmets, the Spider-Man 2099 masks. Actually, after this call, I gotta assemble a few of them, get some pictures taken, and get them on my Etsy because I realized I have about 30 of them, and I actually haven't sold any of them yet. So I need to. Kidding. Actually, this blue one is spoken for. Somebody reached out for a blue one, which I don't know why I didn't make this for the video because it's like, the Spider-Verse colors.
Makes sense. Everyone's gonna want that one because
Somebody on Instagram reached out for this color scheme, and I'm like, you know what? Hey, let's try it. So this one's spoken for. But yeah, I got to get the other ones. People seem interested in them, and I mean, make a quick buck, sure, why not? And then I have Yoru, the giant sword from One Piece, standing behind me, about 7-foot tall sword, and that's actually what this little ball goes to. It goes to the end of it. But yeah, those are my current squeezes, and then we're starting a new suit soon, so that'll be fun too.
Have you gotten the chance to check out the One Piece live action?
Finished it in 2 days, and I'm on my first rewatch of it.
Of course you have.
Yep.
Listen, this is my first. I am a casual anime fan, right? I'm an anime fan enough to hold a conversation about anime. I have never seen One Piece. I feel like it's too late to get into it. I have to visit you one day. But when the live action series came out, I took that as my opportunity to get into it. And I love it. I just love the world. It's colorful. It's fun. And now I feel
it's
like
just the right amount of silly. And I had a friend who's no idea. She had no idea about anime. Like, she knows what it is. Like, oh, it's that cartoon. But if, like, you put Teen Titans next to Dragon Ball Z, she wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Like she'd be like, they're both cartoons, like you know. And I was like, I would very much like you to watch this show. And I'm like, do one episode. Let me know what you think, and you never have to speak of it again. She got done with the first episode. She's like, I'm hooked. And was so excited for the second episode. Watched all 8 episodes and is stoked for season 2. Like, yeah, it's fun. It's great to get into, and really, the only people I've noticed who are really bashing it are the die-hard One Piece fans. I don't think I've seen anybody really hate it as a casual viewer. You know, I haven't. Everybody who's watched it who's been like, yeah, it was fun. It was a fun kind of silly show, and it was the right levels of it. Had a cool story, and it's the real die-hard One Piece fans that were like, "Yeah, this is awful," because they wanted a one for one. They wanted a perfect recreation of everything, and it's like that's boring because then you know everything that's gonna happen.
Right. If it's exactly the same, I mean, you kind of get that with every franchise. Comic fans, like I love people who
Absolutely.
read comics, but they're always comparing the movies and the stories we're getting now to the comics.
That's it.
It's like
That's it.
if you already know
Well,
what's
in
going to happen.
Civil War, Spider-Man dies, and it's like they weren't gonna bring Spider-Man into Civil War in the MCU and kill him in the same movie. Come on, no, they're gonna change stuff.
To allow new stories to be told.
Yep, exactly, and that's what's cool about the One Piece live action, because there's also 20 years of hindsight, which is really cool. Because when Oda started writing it in '97, he was just starting the story, and then eventually he was able to weave stuff together and be like, oh, you know what, that thing I mentioned in episode 1, it was me foreshadowing 1,000 episodes later. Now the live action knows that, so they know where they're going, so they can tease in different ways, and they can it's cool. I enjoyed it, and it gets new fans. It gets people talking about it. I can talk One Piece theories now with my friend who's never seen the show or anime. That's kind of neat, you know?
Let me ask you this: what is the One Piece, Frank? Are they ever going to find the One Piece, or is this going to be one of those stories that's like the real One Piece with the friends we meet along the way?
So Oda has already come out and said in multiple interviews, it is not that. He said he would not disappoint fans like that. It's not going to be the journey along the way. He's like, it is an actual thing. For me to even begin to explain what I think the One Piece is, I would pretty much need to spoil the entire series and show. It is a tangible thing. It is not a treasure in the traditional sense. It is a thing for sure, but it has to do with the balance of the entire world. It's called the Void Century. It has to do with missing 100 years of history on the planet, the world government. It's like big conspiracy. Like it's a lot, and that's what the One Piece is, and it has to do with a little bit of prophecy, a little bit of timing. Yeah, there's a lot. It's not just a big treasure chest that Gold Roger stashed on an island and was like, "That's all my treasure." It's not. He called it his treasure because he wanted people to find it, because if pirates find it, it can upset the whole balance of the world government and basically overthrow them. So there's a lot that goes into it. It's a thing, and it like people who are just getting into it. If you did watch the live action and you want to start the show, start it, but you just are not ready for the story and like where it goes, because it does. It sounds like just like a physical treasure. It's on the Grand Line. Luffy's gonna go find it, and it's like that's the tip. And oh boy, strap in.
Yeah, I was nodding and I'm acting like I understand what you're talking about, but clearly,
I know.
Clearly, my live action knowledge just isn't enough to get me there. So
it isn't. But like, there was a really cool thing they did in the live action where they didn't really spoil anything, but they kind of did, because did you finish the whole live action?
I haven't, but I watched a couple episodes, and you can talk about it. It's fine. You can say whatever you want.
Did you see when Luffy ate his devil fruit?
Yes.
What stood out about that? Like, did it seem like it was like, how did he find it, right? Like, he wandered into the back and it was all ominous and creepy music, right? Like,
right. But there wasn't any like thought behind it. He just kind of ate it. It was just
right. And Would you say that it looked like it was that looked like the fruit, something was calling out to him to do that?
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
In the anime, that's not how it's painted because that's one of the first episodes.
Oh,
He's literally just sitting at the bar, and they left the devil fruit on the counter, and there's a big argument, and Luffy's eating bread, and next thing you know, he grabs the devil fruit and takes a bite, and he doesn't even realize it. What you eventually do learn is that the devil fruit actually did kind of call out to him, but this is 900 chapters later in the anime and manga. But they know that now, so now in the live action, they're able to twist that scene a little bit to be like, didn't it seem like it was of all the boxes in there, he somehow found the devil fruit, and it looked like it was gross, but he ate the whole thing. So
right.
like that's very clearly something going on with him having to find that fruit, and so that it changes the story a little bit. You're informed way sooner that there was something going. Now, is it his devil fruit? Is it all devil fruits? Is it what is it? You know, I know the answer now because I'm caught up in everything, but like that gets the live action viewers like you wondering that sooner and
Yeah.
not even realizing it that like it took me 900 episodes to even get that information, you know?
Well, you putting it into perspective like that really has me hooked now. Like now I'm thinking,
Yeah.
like, oh man, I gotta finish this so I can get ready for. I heard season 2 they already have it written and they're just waiting
Yep.
for strikes.
Yep.
Um,
What live action viewers don't know yet, and I mean it's not really a spoiler, you can literally hop on Google. There's 3 types of devil fruit: a paramecia, a zone, and a logia type, and they do different things to, you know, like.
And are we going to see those other fruits?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Yep. Luffy and Buggy have a paramecia type. It changes the properties of your body. So Luffy is now a rubber boy. Buggy is now a cut up boy. Logia type change you into an element, which is really cool. Like fire, ice, electricity, light, smoke. And then the zone type let you transform into animals. Yeah, so like I can't wait to see some of this stuff animated. Like, and we're not talking about like dogs and cats. There are those, but we're also talking about dinosaurs and dragons and some real crazy stuff. And yeah, I cannot wait to. I hope it keeps going because I want to see the live versions of some of these creatures. It's gonna be
It'll
incredible.
absolutely be fun. I was surprised because it's really hard to translate things from anime to live action, especially Luffy is such a crazy character. He's got such crazy powers. And it kind of works in live action.
It did. It really did. Yep. But if you start Googling characters like Kaido or Big Mom or the Big Mom Pirates or Whitebeard, Jimbei, the Fishman, like they did great with the Fishman. Arlong looks great, but they had to set up. There's a whole island full of fishmen. Like they come from somewhere, and so you're talking mermaids and crabs and sharks and yeah, King Neptune. He's a giant. He's literally like 10 people tall. Like, what are they going to do for that? So,
right. So I'm hearing Marvel, if the Reed Richards CGI sucks in Fantastic Four, we're all coming at you because Netflix got away with it.
Netflix, they did. When he did a cheek thing, it was like the perfect amount of silly, and you're like, you can suspend. That's the point of storytelling, right? Is what I'm seeing on screen enough for me to suspend my disbelief? Like, no, I believe that this exists in this world. Boy is rubber. Clown can be chopped up and fly around. Like, you're okay with it. It tells the story, and it's not distracting, right? It's not like, oh, that looked so bad. Looking at you, Flash movie. It's not distracting, you know?
Yeah.
The Flash movie was bad.
Hey, if you guys haven't checked out Frank's content, on the road to 1 million. Maybe, just maybe, this stuff will blow up and we can get you there. Hopefully, that'd be nice.
Hoping.
I've been reading the hate comments video today, and I think it's kind of crazy that even someone like you gets hate comments.
All the time. Everybody.
It really puts it into perspective how clueless people are because, I mean, obviously, sure, you're a geek. You're living your nerdom to a full extent. But clearly people like that because you do have 2 million followers on TikTok. You do have almost... So it's working.
We're not... I don't think we're the minority anymore, which is nice. Like, it is. Marvel is 100% to thank for that. They broke the superhero geeky comic. That was it. Like, they made comics and this stuff mainstream. They made it cool to like Iron Man. They made it cool to like Captain America. Everybody else followed suit. Comic Cons are bigger than they've ever been. Like, they were the catalyst for it. Like, 100%. Are they fumbling the ball recently? Everybody is. DC's doing it. Marvel's starting to do it. So it's fine. It saves room for Star Wars to make a comeback, which they are. Ahsoka's great. And then you get the first good live adaptation of an anime. Okay, I see you, Netflix.
Welcome to the hot seat.
I want to bounce off of the hate comments thing and the YouTube thing.
Good.
I don't know if you ever imagined that you'd be doing this. I'm sure you've always loved doing what you do, but what is inside of the mind of a YouTuber with 1 million subscribers? How do you cope with the pressure, with everything? Wow, that was very professional, Frank. Just not. How do you cope with everything doing this?
You need some thick skin. You do. I have friends who are still they're in the same community, same space, and they let things get to them a little bit more. They wear their emotions on their sleeves a little bit more, or they'll take things a little personally. And that's not to say I don't. You have to disassociate it with anybody who's sitting there leaving some of these dumb comments. They're not happy. They're not happy in their life. They're not. I have never been sitting here scrolling TikTok and been like, my day's going real good. I really hate what this person, like, no, it's somebody who's sad, they're frustrated, they're angry, they're jealous, a lot of jealousy there. And you have to just understand that unless it's somebody who really knows you, and those people exist. I've gotten hate comments from people who were actually trying to like hurt me. Like my dad passed away a couple years ago. Comments about that, like real, like, wow, like, hey, you watched enough of my content to know my dad's dead, but you commented that? Like, that's a special type of like messed up in the head, and people are just bitter. And, I can leave a comment and get a reaction. It's fun to some of these people. So you have to just look at it as text on the screen. It's just a dumb comment. Somebody's sad, somebody's alone, somebody's frustrated, somebody's jealous, and that's it. You delete it, or you respond and let it occupy more of your time. Clearly, you already occupied some of their day, so why give them the satisfaction?
Right.
Now, a lot of the comments I was responding to in that video, those are fun. That's a little way I cope with it, because a lot of people don't know that I did 10 years in the military. Before that, I was a car mechanic. I've been a car guy my whole life. If you ever grew up in that community or ever been on car forums, you'll know how toxic that environment is. So if you can hang there, and then I was a mechanic in the military for 10 years, you need some thick skin too to get through some of that. So I'll fire back at people because I'm having fun. I'm not actually getting bent out of shape about some of these comments. Like, and the quickest way to know a conversation's devolved is when they start attacking your grammar, or God forbid you use some capital. Oh, he's using caps now. It's just, and it boosts interaction. And so many of these people don't understand that. You're commenting back and we're arguing. You're just helping my algorithm. It doesn't matter what you're saying. Even your dumb comments are helping my video's performance. Comment away, man.
And it's crazy too, because a lot of the hate comments, we get them too. Since we started this podcast, we started low budget. We did get, you can't hear the mic audio now, but we did get new mics. I've upgraded, and we're trying to raise the bar. But I'm still recording a podcast with my high school best friend in a basement. There's not much more to it. We get a lot of hate comments. People will be like, wow, look at all 3,000 pounds doing a podcast. And I'm like, hey, are you just mad that we're having fun with our life?
Oh, looks are the quickest way to get. Oh, they're easy. It's free merchandise for them. The only way I think my hate comments could be worse, there's two ways I could go. If I was actually like gay or homosexual and open about it, or I was a girl. That's the only way they could get worse, because I have tons of female cosplayer friends, and I see some of the comments they get.
I could not imagine.
Buddy, wow, yeah, hats off to them.
It's people that come back multiple times and leave
It's the
hate
same
comments.
dudes paying. It's. I just had a conversation with one of my friends about actually that, because I had sent her a clip of the video I just put up, and we started talking about trolls and idiots and stuff and haters, and then I'm like, yeah, these dudes commenting on your gross body or saying you're just in this for attention are the same dudes hitting you up for feet pics, and she's like, yeah,
Absolutely.
you're probably right. Like, yeah.
Who's really the loser here? If you're commenting on multiple videos,
Mhm.
hating on me when I'm actually making content and trying to do something
my
that's productive.
my friend Steph she did 4 or 6 years in the Air Force as a cop. She was security forces in the Air Force. Got out, became a cop for another 4 to 6 years in Texas. She was law enforcement in Texas. She went through SWAT training, did all this stuff, and now she's out doing that because she was a Twitch streamer. So she's fairly successful at Twitch streaming, but she'll do reviews and they'll watch body cam footage and she'll comment on like true crime stuff because she has a 10-year background in law enforcement. But she's a pretty girl on the internet who was a cop and did military service. So she gets just this every corner and cesspool, and she goes to the gym a lot. So she gets like the fitness influencers who are, oh, you're just, her comment section is wild, and the dudes who attack her for like, you know, cop, anti-cop, anti-military, and it is the wildest comment section I've ever seen. And she has some thick skin, and she embraces it, and she'll call people out and troll them and stuff. And
But hey, they
it's
could never say it to her face. They could never say it to your
none of them,
face.
none of
I
them.
mean, hey,
Yeah,
man, you got a nice body, man. I see those muscles. Like you could take someone down if you really wanted to. So
hopefully I never have to.
hop in the Iron Man suit. Someone wants to talk crap while you're in an Iron Man suit. Like that's
Right?
stupid.
We'll throw them up. We'll get them.
You actually, how fast?
What's that?
How fast can you actually move in an Iron Man suit?
Not fast.
I figured it's a lot of weight to carry around.
I mean, I hope there's never an altercation, because it would hurt a lot to try to swing or punch or defend myself in that suit. I'd get pinned there. I would end up bleeding a lot in certain pinch points, like elbows and arms and stuff. It wouldn't be great.
Round one.
How does it really feel, though? I mean, you are quite literally Iron Man in real life. You get to walk around conventions as Iron Man. What this? Do you feel like this little kid in you is getting to live out their wildest dreams?
100%. Every Iron Man cosplayer I know has the same moment. And I can recall both of mine, and it's the half suited up mirror selfie. And I can even probably if you can name any of my Iron Man cosplayer friends, I could probably find the exact photo I'm talking about on every single one of their profiles, because it's when you get the suit on well enough to wear it. You don't have the helmet on, you put the upper body on, and like you're in a mirror. I actually just found mine, because oh wait, that's not it. No, that's a video. No. Where you just take a selfie in the mirror with like part of it on.
Yeah,
Like that.
that's
Like
crazy. That's awesome.
everybody does that because it feels so cool to wear these, that once you get it like fit and comfortable, you walk into the bathroom or you walk to a mirror and you're like, this is so cool, because you're wearing armor. Like, I mean, there's no other way to describe how it feels. It just feels like wearing a suit of armor in the coolest possible way. So like,
I remember the video got a lot of attention. That kid,
where is
is
it?
it Kian Kwan? Kian Kwan creates. Is that the
Yes.
the I
Yeah.
remember I saw his promo video that he did for you, and I was like, this guy is Tony Stark. Like, this is crazy.
He was very excited about that. Yeah, here. So there's the other one for Star Boost. Like, you get it on just enough, and you get to finally like take that photo. Like, and it's such a cool feeling. Just wearing the upper torso and the arms, no help. The most fun way to walk around a con in an Iron Man suit is with no helmet on. Like, it's cool to have the helmet on. It's cool to be but then if you take the helmet off, you get to be yourself, but you're still in an Iron Man suit, and you feel awesome. It's like wearing the best tuxedo in the world. It just lights up.
Is this is a full-time job for you, I'm guessing? Is this what you do full-time, creating and educating people and bringing these things to life? When
Yeah,
did you decide that you wanted to bring other people on this journey with you?
right when I start, I mean, it was never a journey. I had my full-time job in the military, and I was just making the Iron Man suit. I just started 3D printing and building the suit because I wanted to, and I was making mistakes, but I always liked I liked recording and making YouTube videos. So I was like, all right, let me document this, you know? Oh, hey, I messed this up 10 times. The 11th time it worked. Hopefully this helps the next guy to make a suit. Oh, I'm painting the helmet. I'm building this. I'm building that. And then people would start to ask questions because I couldn't cover everything in one video. They'd be like, oh, well, I saw you did this. And they'd ask a question. I'd make a video on that. And it just cascaded. And now we're here.
Well, it always shocks me when I look at what you do, and you've talked about this plenty of times. I always thought 3D printing was a fascinating concept. I was like, I don't know how to do it. It's not that expensive. It's a big going.
It's really not.
It really doesn't require that much of a budget. You can get started for pretty cheap, just a couple $100s, right?
For $200, you could get a 3D printer and a roll of filament. The programs are free. There's free files. So you could take a day trip to Micro Center and leave for less than $200 and start 3D printing pretty much anything you want.
What was the first thing that you ever 3D printed?
The actual physical first thing was a little arc reactor that is sitting over there on the shelf. Then this first big thing I printed was the Keyblade I have on the wall right there. And then I printed like a couple more helmets, and then I started on the suit.
Okay, so I'm guessing you're an Iron Man fan. I don't think that's much of a question.
Never heard of it.
You are a big Iron Man fan. And in Civil War, were you team Iron Man?
I was Team Cap.
That is not the wrong answer. You don't have to be ashamed about that.
I know.
It's obviously
Cap approached it in some wrong ways, but ultimately he was right. He was absolutely right.
I think that's kind of the whole point of the story, is that there really is no right or wrong. Like,
no, Tony was doing
situation.
But then at the same time, Tony was right when it came to Infinity War and Endgame. A bunch of aliens showed up, kicked down the door. Everybody wasn't ready, and if they had Tony's way, they would have had a much better response team. And that's true.
That is a good point. We've talked a lot about on the podcast about how like Tony Stark is kind of the root of a lot of problems.
Oh, he's the worst. There's a whole video about he's actually the worst villain in the MCU.
But at the same time, he's also the greatest hero because he was.
Is he? Are you a hero? Are you a hero if you're the one causing a lot of the problems, like Ultron and Sokovia? 100% Tony's fault. Like completely Banner and Tony's fault.
People always attack Wanda for taking a whole town hostage. Tony Stark is to blame for all of this. Okay, we wouldn't be in this situation if Age of Ultron wouldn't happen without Tony Stark. Wanda Maximoff wouldn't be a super villain if Tony Stark never, made bombs. But it's fine. It's fair. I'm not attacking Iron Man. I am Iron Man. I'm actually more attacking the whole shrine in my room. Chris Evans just got married yesterday. Shout out to Chris Evans. Yeah, I think we're all heartbroken on the inside that we can't.
A lot of people are sad about that. A lot of girls I know are sad about
that. Let's see. So you wear a lot of hats. You are an artist. You build, you paint, and you educate people. What is the core of what draws you to this? Is it the cosplay? Is it the crafting? Is it the educating? What is your favorite hat to wear doing this?
Building. Being able to now be in a space, having access to technology now where I can look at a thing on screen, I can look at a giant sword from a anime, manga, Netflix show, or an Iron Man suit from a Marvel movie, and be like, I want to make that. And the technology is here now where you can do that. Is it a real Iron Man suit that can fight in a war? No. Is it a real giant 7-foot sword I can cut people with. No, it's the props and the replicas, being able to bring that thing of fiction to life. And once you get done with it, once you're done building it, you get to sit there and look at it or enjoy it or take a picture or share it or sell it, whatever you want to do with it, and be like, I made that. Like, and you try to get as close as possible. And then the first one isn't that good, so you work better on the second one. And that one's a little bit closer,
Yeah.
So it's that fun journey of sometimes problem solving. I made the Blue Beetle helmet before the movie was even out. So trying to get reference images of the paint colors and trying to match it as best as possible. And so sometimes the problem solving can be real fun for that. And it's kind of the whole package, because
I'm hearing you're someone that likes a challenge. You like a good challenge.
ish. I'd rather know how to get to the end goal.
Fair
Like,
enough.
oh, this is exactly how I'm going to do this. Like, this sword was easy because I've built so many large swords before. It's like, I know exactly how to reinforce it. I know where the corners I can cut. I know this, I know that. I just need to build it, take the time. So, but occasionally it is nice to be met with like a small challenge where the Blue Beetle helmet, it was the paint. The Goblin helmet, it was the eyes and the paint. My Samus helmet, it was the visor, getting it to light up green. Like, so one or two little problems here and there. It's nice to like figure out a cool way to do it.
You probably have the coolest background in streamer history. I mean, look at that. You have Iron Man suits, props. You have a giant sword. Who else can say they have a giant sword that they made in their background in front of glowing lights that are their logo? That's crazy. You have like a room.
I'm about to redo that back wall, actually. I like the big 3 before and after, but I've had it for like 4 years now, and I want to display other. It's a Marvel sales pitch right here. I'm gonna keep the suits and the logo, but I think I'm gonna start putting different props around the wall, because this might be my favorite sword I've ever made. Yoru, I like this more than my Buster sword.
I saw your update videos. I was like, this thing looks awesome. I could tell how proud you are of it, but I could also tell how passionate you are about One Piece. So clearly
and hopefully, coming up here soon, I'm gonna have that gold play button. So I need a spot for that because I have the silver one here. So I need to. I think a background refresh would be kind of nice.
Why don't you just 3D print your own gold play button?
Because the one I'm getting is better.
That's true. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And you actually earned it, I guess. So,
yes.
What an incredible journey. Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm very excited for you to reach 1 million. You deserve it. You pump out a lot of content and a lot of stuff. And I imagine it takes a toll on you sometimes, but in the end, it's big milestones.
Little victories, yeah.
Round 2.
You know, there's been some talks about aliens recently. If you had to pick out of all the things you created, which one would you choose to take on an alien invasion?
Ooh, do they work like they're supposed to?
Yes. Let's imagine they are actually effective.
Oh, the Mark 85, 100%.
That's absolutely fair. That would be crazy.
It's the nanotech. Yeah, it's his strongest suit. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Turn on the news and you're fighting aliens in an Iron Man suit. That'd be awesome.
Let's do it.
What are some helmets or props you haven't done that are on your bucket list for the future?
A bunch of Beetleborg files. If anybody ever grew up with that show, like there's some more Power Ranger helmets I want to do. I want to do all the Beetleborg helmets. There's a couple more swords I want to do from One Piece, but this was like the first one, and I've wanted this sword for years, but now I have it. So, and then the new suit, the new Iron Man suit, that'll be a fun journey too.
Absolutely. So have you ever fantasized about meeting Robert Downey Jr.? And well, what would you say to him if you did?
Honestly, I don't generally fangirl over celebrities, because they're just actors. I don't know why I was able to disassociate it in that way. Like, it would be great to meet him. I wish he had come to some of the premieres I got to go to. Getting his autograph, getting him to autograph one of my Iron Man things would be awesome. Just like it'd be cool to get Chris Evans to autograph my Cap shield, or it'd be the same way I've seen Chris Evans, I've seen Chris Hemsworth.
But you find yourself more attached to the characters than the.
Yeah, exactly. They're just actors. The same. What actually helped me I think the big cause of that was actually this guy, the hacksmith, believe it or not, because there were these personalities online, there were these YouTubers, there were these people you watch, Adam Savage, James Hacksmith, and I actually I got to meet and start to become friends with James, and I quickly realized like, oh, he's just a dude, like he's just a guy the same as me. He has 10 million subscribers and I have 1,000 or something, like he's just a guy. And then you go to a premiere here or there, or you start meeting people who are in the industry and you're like, oh, you're just a dude. You're just an actor. You're just a film writer. You're just a VFX artist. So like, they're just people. And you meet him and you're like, that's your job. Robert Downey Jr.'s job was an actor. He was just really good at it and got cast into better paying movies. Is he a more important or better actor than the guy in the C-list FX movie? No, maybe, he's just a person. So I've fangirled more over the people who I know I don't want to say more effort and work into their job, but the creators, the makers, Adam, Kyle, James, like the people who inspired me to make YouTube videos rather than just like the guy on screen who's getting paid millions of dollars to pretend to be Tony Stark.
That was a great answer. That was a good. Okay. Triple threat. What would you rather 3D print? One of Elon Musk's flamethrowers, a diamond Minecraft fishing pole, or hot dog fingers from everything everywhere all at once?
Probably the Minecraft fishing pole.
See, that'd be fun. I think it serves multiple purposes. It's a cool video game prop, and you could also fish with it. So, absolutely.
For forever.
Round 3.
Don't even think about it. Just give me an answer. What's the most overrated anime?
Naruto.
Would you rather be forced to watch only Spider-Man content for the rest of your life, or only Batman content?
Spider-Man.
Who's your favorite of the live-action Spider-Man?
Oh, best Peter was Tobey Maguire. Best Spider-Man was Andrew.
Okay. What's the bigger food crime? Pineapple on pizza or putting your milk before your cereal?
Pineapple on pizza.
Okay.
I'm an Italian from New Jersey. You do not put pineapple on pizza. Sorry. It's gross.
If you hit 1 million subscribers and joined the YouTube boxing scene, do you think you could take Logan Paul in a fight?
No, I couldn't take him. Dude's a monster. I hate him. He doesn't deserve to be on the internet or have his platform. But he's a good fighter.
When it comes to Star Wars, are you a prequel, sequels, or OG trilogy guy?
Prequel.
What color lightsaber would you choose?
You don't want me to answer that one. I very much like my red lightsabers, but if I had to stay on the light side, almost like a teal blue. I always found those really pretty.
I like that.
Lightsaber colors. Yeah.
And as you said that, the lights behind you were actually in
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, kind of like almost like that. Yeah.
Okay. What's the worst 3D printer you've ever used?
Yikes. That's a toss-up between the Geeetech A30T, which was a triple color filament printer, which never worked, and then the Creality CR Smart, CR10 Smart. It was awful.
And you don't have to go into details on this one, but have you ever taken a sponsorship deal and absolutely regretted it?
Yeah, actually, for a few. Regretted it for different reasons. The Raid Shadow Legends one was pretty funny. That was more satirical, and I don't really regret that one, but it was just like, yeah, whatever.
Have you
It's
really
a rite
made
of
it if
passage.
you didn't take up a Raid Shadow Legends
Yeah.
sponsorship, though?
That's fair. So I can say I've done that once. Yeah, there was one for Universal. It wasn't so much the sponsorship that I regretted. It was the management company I was with at the time. Made it an absolute nightmare. I did something with Sony. for a game. And unfortunately, because of how big the game was in the company, there was a lot of red tape. So they made me do so many edits to the video. And by the end of it, it wasn't even my video anymore. Like it was just this complete. It was more or less an advertisement for the game, and it had no. It was a nothing. It was a nothing burger. It was just. It wasn't a build video. It wasn't a tutorial. It was just this weird thing that I was grossly underpaid for the effort that I'd put into it, and it tanked. The video did awful, and they looked at me like, "Well, what happened?" I'm like, "You guys made me delete most of the content I film." Like it just, yeah. I liked the game. It's still one of my favorite games ever, but like, yeah, I don't know. It was a
I've
rose-colored
followed you for
glasses
a
kind of
while. I
thing.
think I know exactly what you're talking about, and it makes a lot of sense now that
Yeah.
you put it that way. Last but not least, people say there will never be another Iron Man. There will never be another Wolverine. But these actors just nailed it so hard. Do you agree with that?
No, no. Uh, they nailed it absolutely, but if you found the right people, um, I think it would. You need to space it out. That's one of the problems with recasting. You need to give it a couple years to breathe, and then you bring a new one in. Um, they tried to replace the Joker way too quickly after Heath Ledger passed.
Yeah.
They keep burning through different Batman, and they're about to burn through a different Superman. They're not giving them space to breathe, and honestly, I kind of feel like Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine is gonna set back an actual good Wolverine in the MCU, because now everybody's gonna be reminded that damn, he's really good as Wolverine, and then it's gonna get back up into the public mind that, man, we really miss Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. So because I know what was it, Taron Egerton.
Yeah,
He was being like fan cast as Wolverine, and I'm like, I could see that. He looked,
absolutely.
yeah,
I love
but
Tarkenton, and that he would
yep,
be perfect. And there's a
yep.
lot of rumors that he is going to show up in Deadpool 3, but I tend not to listen to rumors because they're always
Yeah,
rumors.
they're always wrong. They're always wrong.
The Fragmented Challenge.
You are an MCU guy, you walk around as Iron Man, you have Captain America shields, but how much of a nerd really are you? Okay, so I have a little bit of a quiz. You got to prove yourself here. I call this the Fragmented Zone Challenge. I have 5 quotes from different Marvel movies. They're all from popular heroes. It gets consistently harder, and I want to see how many you can name in terms of which character said it. Bonus points if you can tell me what movie it's from. Deal?
Let's try.
All right. The price of freedom is high. It always has been, and that's a price I'm willing to pay.
That was Cap in not Civil War, Winter Soldier.
Absolutely. I can't control their fear, only my own.
Was that Wanda?
Absolutely. Any guess as to what movie it was?
Infinity War?
No, it was Civil War, but that was a good guess.
Ah,
Okay.
gotcha.
Romanoff, you and Banner better not be playing Hide the Zucchini.
That was Stark.
That's your man right there.
Yep. Ultron, right?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. As long as there are those that remember what was, there will always be those that are unable to accept what can be. They will resist.
Thanos in Endgame.
Perfect. Last one. Are you going to go into battle dressed as a cool youth pastor?
Oh, that was it was Spider-Man No Way Home. That was Andrew. That was Andrew talking to Toby, wasn't it?
There you go. Absolutely nailed it. He's a real nerd, guys. Don't worry. He's not a fraud.
Cool. I forgot about the cool youth pastor. Yeah, Toby's just like, I guess I should change.
You got him all right. I mean, maybe I took it easy on you. If I would have known you were going to nail it that hard, I should have come up with some harder ones.
Top two, bottom two.
I'll start with mine, and then you give me yours. Top 2, bottom 2 items.
Hey, it's Jeremy from Beyond This Recording. We are going into top 2, bottom 2. If you missed that, we're doing Iron Man suits. The audio here cuts out really, really terribly. I don't even know if Frank could understand me, but basically I said the Mark III from Iron Man 1 and the Iron Patriot suits. And those are my answers. I was just kind of just blabbling on. There you go. Sorry about that.
And then my bottom 2 are, number 1, the Mark 47 is Ultimate Armor. I just don't like that suit. And then the prodigal son, and I feel bad about that because I love the red and gold colors, but something about inverting them in Iron Man 3, it just doesn't work. I think it's ugly, and I think it was a terrible design. Okay, what are your top two, bottom two?
Top two, first one's the 85. I mean, it's my top two are literally standing behind me, and because it was my first suit. If I was gonna make a suit I was gonna like, I made my favorite. And the 85 will always be my favorite. It's Remnant. It is a copy of the original Iron Man Ditka armor. It's called the Mark 85 because it was the 85th volume. And then I've always been a sucker for regal looking white and gold. I can't come from building Gundam models, Gundam suits, anime. So having a Iron Man suit that kind of reminds me of a Gundam, love it, love it. And it's such a unique looking suit. It's such a cool contrast. It's not just another red suit. My bottom two are the Mark One. It's ugly. It's ugly. I'm never gonna make it. The helmet was cool, is iconic, but it is not an Iron Man suit. It's an Iron Man prosthetic. And then the Mark Five, the silver and red. I hate it. I do not like that suit. It's ugly AF. Can't do it.
I actually disagree about the Mark One. It's grown on me over the years. I got to see it in person a while back, and I thought it was the coolest thing. Was that thing's it's big and it's real.
Yeah, it's she a big one.
And so I do love that suit, but I get it. Okay, before we go, one more. Top two, bottom two video game weapon. For me, I'm a big Call of Duty fan. I don't know if you've ever, the ray gun from Call of Duty Zombies.
Yeah, the ray gun. Yeah.
So iconic. And then I'm going to put Kratos' Leviathan axe on here only because it makes me feel like Thor when I throw it and it comes back to me. And I love that. Some honorable mentions. The portal gun from Portal. The Fruit Bazooka from Fragmented, because we love fruit people. And then the Assassin's Creed Hidden Blade. My bottom two are both Mario. Listen, the frustration as a kid when someone threw a green shell from the mystery boxes. Green shells are so useless. They're just it's heartbreaking. Okay? And banana peels. Because you always throw a banana peel, and somehow nobody gets hit by it. But the next time you're around the track, you get hit by the banana peel that you threw. That doesn't even make any sense.
Yep.
How is it possible? Okay, anyway. What are your top two, bottom two video game weapons?
My first one's the Buster Sword, Cloud's Buster Sword, Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy Remake or Super Smash Brothers or whatever. Love the Buster Sword. I'm a sucker for giant, oversized swords, as you can imagine. And the Keyblade.
That's what I thought you were going to say. I know you're a big Kingdom Hearts guy.
The Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts. If I had to sacrifice the actual Kingdom Key, it would be for Oathkeeper and Oblivion, but only as a dual package, because I would dual wield the crap out of those. Worst ones. Bottom. Worst video game weapons. You're going to hate me for saying this. I kind of hate the Leviathan axe. Because that tells me painfully you didn't grow up with the original 3 God of Wars. The Blades of Chaos are Kratos'.
I love the Blades, but I didn't grow up.
Clearly not enough. Yeah, exactly.
No. I went back and I played them and I enjoyed it, but
they're fun.
My modern God of War is the new God of War, so that was my
fair. Yeah. It's a couple year generational gap too. It was like, because I'll get comments, people asking, make the Leviathan ask. I'm like, no, I made the Blades of Chaos. They're better. The
Blades of Chaos are pretty cool.
He's killed gods with these, that and pretty much any shotgun from any video game ever. They're always awful.
Absolutely true. Like, why? When there's all sorts of cool weapons you could choose, why do you want to be one of the people that run around with a shotgun? That's terrible.
I hate it. I'll do it. Shipment 24/7. Shot. If I don't have a shotgun, I have a rocket or RPG, and I am making people quit that lobby. But when they're getting used on you, most aggravating thing in the world.
Well, this has been a blast. Thank you for coming on. Like I said, once I catch up One Piece, maybe in the future we'll have you on again, and Justin can actually join us. I know you're watching this, Justin, and I'll never forgive you for not being here. This is too much fun for you to miss. No.
Yeah, Justin, you suck.
Yeah, we actually we have some ideas to run by you about our own custom fragmented zone Iron Man suits, so we'll get that information to you. Maybe one day we'll 3D print our own. It'll look so cool. We'll be your top competitors on YouTube.
Let's do it.
But yeah, no, go ahead and take this time. You're in the spotlight. Tell the people what you have going on. Plug anything you want. I'll shut up. Just go.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Frankly built across all platforms.
I want to ask you, where we talk about YouTube, there was some drama recently between Jacksepticeye and Mr. Beast, and I don't really want to get into it because they squashed it. It was unnecessary, and the internet really blew it out of proportion. But the reason this all started because Jacksepticeye said that he doesn't like the Mr. Beast content and what the Mr. Beast content has done to YouTube. And I think that opened up a very, very interesting conversation that we should have as kind of our hot topic this week. Do you think what Mr. Beast does has made YouTube better or made it worse?
Hot topic of the week.
It's very hard to say because I think there is a little bit something for everybody on YouTube, and I think they're all sorts of subgenres, but I really can't say that he has, If the addressing of what he's doing is spending a whole bunch of money and doing these crazy stunts and crazy experiments and doing all this stuff to people, then that has been going on for years through family channels. We saw it when Rice Gum hit the scene. These clout people, they came on just flexing how much money they had and everything. So I don't necessarily agree that Mr. Beast is bad in any sort of way. He makes a particular content that people watch, and sure, he's the biggest, but I don't watch his stuff. I don't watch Mr. Beast. I like Mr. Beast. I see clips of his stuff all the time, but I've never just sat down and watched a full Mr. Beast video myself until I watched him when he did those 24-hour live streams and stuff.
Yeah.
That's back when I watched him, but after that I really didn't watch him that much, and I honestly think his stuff is cool. I think it's nice. Jacksepticeye, he plays games. Mr. Beast plays games in real life with buses.
I'm on the other side of the spectrum because it is an interesting conversation to have. And the more I thought about it, I realized YouTube as a platform is so vastly different now. And it's not necessarily Mr. Beast's fault, but it's just because his content has had such an impact that people try to copy and replicate that and are always comparing people that are doing YouTube for fun to the big budget spectacle that Mr. Beast is. Mr. Beast is doing this, he's doing this bigger. It's all about how big you can do something and how much money you can put into something, and not just about having fun. So in a way, I agree with Jacksepticeye. I'm a fan of both creators, but I do miss the era of YouTube where it was just individual creators having a good time. I feel like we're beyond that, and I feel like you can call this the Mr. Beast era that we've transitioned into.
I think that comes with the territory, though. I think when YouTube was getting its footing and getting its start, people were allowed into these communities. You couldn't have enough people who played games. There was, when the whole reaction YouTuber era came out,
Yeah.
People were very much against that. They hated it. How dare you watch another person's video and make money off of it? But it's huge. Everybody watches a reaction video because you want to watch your favorite person who you think is hilarious react to that video, make funny commentary, do what they need to do. There are tech gurus on there, people who do things, people who do makeup, people who do things. And what Mr. Beast is doing is totally different than any of those things have been done before, because this is out of the blue. It requires something to be so large on a different scale. I mean, that was to a point where the tech gurus were people who bought the iPhones every single week, like iJustine. Those people were kind of the original. I can't get this, but I want to watch somebody else review it.
There used to be a lot of people who took iPhones and stuff and threw them off of buildings I feel like I saw content like that all the time. And Mr. Beast kind of took these concepts of like these obnoxious tests and experiments and blew it up into a way bigger proportion because he could. He had that power and he had that money. And I'm not saying Mr. Beast isn't having fun. I'm sure he is in a sense, but he dedicates all of his time to creating the biggest and best quality videos. It's hard just to be an independent creator, just doing Let's Plays or chatting or whatever. I feel like that's almost impossible now. And a lot of that, I think, is thanks to Mr. Beast, the king of YouTubes. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not like dissing Mr. Beast in any way, but I think like what you're referring to, that era of YouTube, is exactly what Mr. Beast took and turned into this bigger thing. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I want you guys to continue this conversation.
It's a new day. It's a new life.
I want you to continue this argument in the comments for us. Let us know your input. I just thought it was interesting to touch on. So yeah, let us know what you think. Did Mr. Beast ruin YouTube? Hopefully this clip doesn't get blown up and we get attacked by Mr. Beast.
Thumbnail.
I don't really know how to pose for thumbnails. I usually don't have the mic. Look like we're yelling at each other. There we are.
Yeah. Today, while I was in class, I had one of my favorite classes today, History of Popular Music.
This Nat needs to get out of here.
History of Popular Music. It is an absolutely enlightening class. I had to stop my professor today at the end of class and just ask him, where did he learn all of the things that he learned? Because honestly, it was genuinely so interesting. He ended class early, and I was sad about it. He ended class at like 11:55, and we usually end class at 12:15. That's when it's supposed to end. But we ended class earlier today, and I was so excited what we were talking about. We were talking about the integration of popular music and it coming to this country, and a lot of it originating from African enslaved people who came over here, and how all of the music integrated and what type of music was made and how it formed from African style to what we now call modern jazz and gospel and soulful music. And then we got people coming in from New York and how freed slaves who went out there to go and be free kind of combined with them and made a whole new sound, and just how far it gotten. It absolutely was like so like surreal to me to figure out just how it is, and I loved it. What is your take on popular music?
Olivia Rodrigo is the queen.
This is true.
That's all I have to say.
Fair enough.
So I'm going to sing us out this week. Justin doesn't get to since he wasn't here for the Frankly Built interview. And this is a song dedicated to all of the people out there that think you're better than us, that think you can see right through what we're doing here, that you think that we're just another generic podcast. Is that Danny Dorito again?
Yes, it is.
Huh. Adios.
Lazy